Hey you guys, it's your girl Nessa. Welcome back to another video. So I have a ponytail today, so I might be kind of whipping my head back and forth, but don't mind that. How are you guys doing? I'm hoping every single one of you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are, doing good during this crisis that we're going through right now. I hope everything is, going well for you guys. I hope you guys are staying healthy, staying safe and all that good jazz. I do pray for every one of you guys every night. I hope that, everything is, like I said, I hope everything is just going well for you guys. And, prayers out to every single one of you guys. So, yeah. Let's not talk about that stuff. Let's kind of get a little jolly or whatever. So, I'm back with another video. And today, as you guys can see, as to the title, we're doing a story time. So I'm doing like a get ready story time video, you know the drill with that. Okay, sorry, my head keeps cutting off. It's because I can barely see myself and I'm trying to keep my head in the frame, so please don't mind that. So yeah, we're gonna do a story time because it's just let's kind of get juicy, kind of get gossipy or whatever. During this quarantine, we ain't got shit else to do, so let's gossip. So if you want to see this story time, get ready with me. Just keep on watching. Okay, so let's get into it. I need to stop clapping. I'm gonna stop clapping so much in the video, and I'm not gonna cuss as much. So I'm going in with my putty primer. I'm applying this all over my face. I'm going with my main things that I always use, but I'm gonna do this. I'm actually gonna set it with a translucent powder. So how do I get started with this video? I never did a story time before, so let's just get right into it. So this happened about a few years ago. I was in the process of I was in the process. So I broke up with my ex, and things weren't going good between me and him. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I need to get out of this relationship. So I broke up with him. I'm putting some translucent powder all over my face. I'm just kind of lightly dusting this all over. So, I broke up with him. He was actually living with me, as in I was paying all the bills and he wasn't paying for shit. So I kicked his ass out. I was like, what the fuck? Mind you guys, me and my ex, we were together for, I want to say almost about 4 to 5 years. We were together for 4 to 5 years. And I just was over it. He was living with me. I was paying for everything. I was paying for the rents. I was paying for my weed energies. I was paying for everything. I was paying for groceries. Bitch, I was paying for everything. Just know that. So I told him I don't think we're working out. I told him basically that I feel like I'm growing and you're down here and you're not really growing that much. So I broke up with him. I feel like people outgrow each other, and that's totally fine. Bitch, I was just I don't want to do this no more. You're not the same person that I thought you were when I dated you. Shit just weren't going right, and I was just I'm not happy. So I broke up with him. It took a while for him to give me my house keys, because he had my keys to my apartment. Mind you guys, he was already psycho before I even broke up with him. He was very controlling. He was just he was crazy. Let's just say he was crazy. And so he didn't give me my house keys. I didn't get my house keys for almost, I really don't remember. So I'll say I really don't remember, but he had my house keys for at least it was less than a month after we broke up. He wouldn't give me back my fucking house keys. He was psycho. So he didn't give me back my house keys. So let me tell you guys a story before this happened. So this is when we were still dating. So before we were still dating, me and him got into an argument through text message, and I was still living by myself, and he was living in his own apartment. So we got into a heated argument. I come home to my house, and I'm like, you know, sitting on my couch because I just moved into my apartment. I'm like trying to get my house together, and then I had a 2-bedroom, and I walked into my makeup room, and the dude was standing right there. Like, he actually popped out. So it was like, when I walked in, it was a closet on my right side. So I walked in, and then he was just like, he popped up and was like,
what was all that shit you was talking about?
girl, I started crying because I'm like, you know, this never happened to me before. So I was like, why are you popping up at my house without telling me? You know, me giving you my keys isn't for you to just pop up on me type stuff. So that was a sign that I should have just left his ass. And then so then that happened like when I first moved to my apartment, and then I broke up with him like 6 months into my apartment, when I was living in my apartment. So we broke up. He didn't give me my house keys, and I think he wasn't trying to give me my house keys because he thought that I was gonna start talking to other people, which I didn't. So he didn't give me my house keys. I asked him for it. He would not give them to me because I forgot. He said something like, I need to get my TV or something. It was something to do with something that he had in my house. It was like a TV, I think. Or his dishes. I don't freaking know. I don't remember. It was so long ago. Sorry if I'm like all over the place about this story time. I kind of just want to sit down and just kind of talk to you guys or whatever. And so he wouldn't give me my house keys. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he finally eventually gave me my house keys after like I had to tell my mom, like, you know, this man won't give me my house keys. And he finally gave it to me. And then I started talking to somebody else, which is my current boyfriend now. And mind you guys, me and Kevin, we've known each other since 2014. I actually used to talk to Kevin back in 2014. And I remember my ex was like, one time he showed me a picture of Kevin, was like, you better not talk to him. He's a liar, da 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 da. Just basically down talking Kevin. So I'm like, he asked me if I ever talked to him because Kevin used to write me like, what's your number, blah 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 blah. And I used to never like give Kevin a chance. We talked like once, and then that was about it. Look at me now. But anywho, so my ex is showing me pictures of Kevin, like, you better not talk to him, you know, just talking bad about him. So then my ex found out that I was talking to Kevin. So let me tell you guys how he found out. So I used to like to go out a lot. I was going out to this club slash bar. It was called Dick's. And I think it was around Valentine's Day, I remember. It was like a few days after Valentine's Day. And I invited Kevin to go to Dick's with us. Kevin and his friends. So I drove there, and I always got like, you know, VIP parking or whatever. So I parked in front. And girl, right when I get out of my car, I didn't get VIP. I did valet. That's what I said. I mean, I got valet when I pulled up. I told my friends, everybody that was in the car with me, I told them to get out and I'll get valet and I'll meet you guys inside. So mind you, Kevin wasn't there yet. I get out of my car. I'm walking towards Dick's, and then somebody walks next to me and was like, what's up? I look up, and it was my ex. I'm like, mind you guys, it was like, I haven't seen him in a few months. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, I ignored him. I kept walking. He's like, so you're not gonna talk to me? I'm like, what do you want? I was like, what do you want from me? And he was just like, what's up? I want to talk. I'm like, why do you want to talk? This is not the place and time. So he follows me. Mind you guys, I already got a section at this club. He follows me to the freaking section. And Kevin texts me and was like, I'm here inside, blah, blah, blah. Like, where are you at? So I was like, I'm in my section. my ex is still behind me, like following me like a fucking sad puppy. And he was like, you
really finna act like that? Blah, blah, blah. I really
don't remember because I was so irritated. I was like, oh my god, this cannot be happening right now. So I see Kevin. So in the VIP section, there's security at the front, and Kevin's standing there, and I'm like, okay, let me go get him in because I'm not with you. I invited somebody else. So I went to the little line thing, and I'm like, my ex is here. I said, but my section's back there. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. Well, I didn't even go to the bathroom. I went to the bar because I was so irritated. I wanted to get away. So my ex sees Kevin and was like, basically like,
you ain't here with this dude that I told you. Why are you with him? Blah, 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 blah. Why did you invite him and his friends?
Mind you guys, we're arguing back and forth in the club in the front of the section. I walk back to the section. He sees Kevin. Kevin sits down with his friends. You know, everybody's having a good time. My ex comes and was like, in my face, like,
so you really finna invite this dude? You blah, blah, blah. I thought you said you didn't know him.
And I was just like, you're tripping. My sister knew Kevin's brother. I was just like, you know, I'm like, they're there for my sister, blah, blah, like, get out of my face. I said, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Why the fuck are you here? I fucking hate you. Me and him's going back and forth. I'm really yelling, and I'm like this, and I'm like jumping, and I'm like, get the fuck out. I said, leave me the fuck alone. So the security was like, is everything good here? If you guys keep on yelling or arguing, I'm gonna have to kick both of y'all out. So I said, bitch, you not gonna kick me out because I just paid for this motherfucking section. Kick his ass out. So eventually my ex ends up leaving. After about like 15-20 minutes. We're arguing for 15-20 minutes. And it was just so embarrassing. So then the next day after the club, my ex knew that I lived by myself. Mind you guys, where I lived in a gated community, and but you can get in if some car gets in, and then I think what he did was he waited to get in, or he waited to get in. He got in and he waited for me to get there. So let me explain to you guys. So on at my old apartments, it was 2 entrances. There was a back entrance and a front entrance. Where I used to park at the back entrance because it was closest to my apartment. So I'm walking up to my apartment door to get into my apartment complex. I hear somebody like running. I turn around and it was my ex. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you running up on me? Like, are you fucking kidding me? So he runs up on me. He kind of like shakes me up. Because, you know, mind you guys, we're already broken up at this point. This was like a few months later after we broke up. Broken up. First off, he startled me because it was late at night. It was like probably like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And he's running towards me, like shooting, like running. Because where my apartment door was at, it was all the way at the end of the fence. And then the entrance was like at the other side of the building. So he's running towards me. And it kind of startled me a little bit. And I'm just like, what are you doing here? And he was just like,
you trying to embarrass me in the club, blah, 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 talking all that shit, talk all that shit now.
Mind you, he's like shaking me. We're still outside my apartment. So I opened the door to my apartment. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. He was just like, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to be like, you know, spilling too much tea. Basically, he was just like, you try to embarrass me in front of them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, we're not together. Why are you making it seem like we're together? I don't want to be with you. I'm not, like, I literally kept saying, I don't want to be with you. So I lived on the 2nd floor and we're arguing on the 1st floor. Mind you guys, it's 9 o'clock at night. So one of the people that lived there she came out, was like, is everything okay? Do not touch her, because he still had his hand around my arms, like shaking me. And I'm trying to like basically like get him off of me. Oh, and then girl, he grabs my phone. He goes through my phone. And mind you, my ex is very tall. And I'm trying to grab my phone. He sees all the text messages of me, you know, texting whoever. And he threw my phone. And I was just like, get the fuck out. And I think he really wanted to hit me because, I ain't gonna lie, I was a bitch. I was being so mean. But I basically was just like, I kind of was just like,
get the fuck out. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to be around you. I don't like you.
You know, things didn't end really well with me and my ex. So then, you know, he's basically saying like, I told him that I was going to buy him something. And
He was like, give me the money that you say you're gonna buy me, blah, 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 blah.
And I had my wallet with me, and it was the same exact wallet that I wore the night before. I had about like $500 in it. So I'm like,
I'm not giving you shit.
so we walk outside. He was like, come on.
Come on, give me the money that you say you're
To give me. I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? So I said, okay. So I act like, at first I was saying like, no, I'm not gonna give you shit. So then I'm like, you know, the only way that I can get this man from leaving inside this apartment, because he don't have my keys no more, is for me to act like I'm going to my car. So I said, okay, go first. And he's like, you know, you go first. So I was like, okay. So then it's in my car. So we walked to my car. Okay, so my car is like it's the first car that's by the entrance of when you exit my apartment. He's walking towards the passenger side. I'm acting like I'm walking towards the driver's side. Bitch, right when I seen that he got to the passenger side, I ran and unlocked my door and it slammed the door shut. Mind you, we're in the back entrance. This man runs across the building and enters to the front door. I call my mom. I'm like boo-hooing, like crying my eyes out, like, I was bawling my eyes out. And then, so where he entered, there was another entrance, but like all the way down the hallway, which is the front side. And I'm entering. I'm like literally like right by my door. I see him sprinting. Girl, I unlocked my door so quick and then slammed the door shut. And he's like banging on my door like,
open this fucking door.
Eventually he left. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this just happened to me. So I call my mom. My mom's like, my mom was not even a big fan of my ex. I was with him for a long time, but my mom didn't like him. I don't say she didn't like him, but it wasn't someone that she knew that was good for me. So he eventually left after like 5 minutes of banging on my door. My mom's like, basically I'm like crying hysterically. Like I was like, mind you, I'm really dramatic when I cry. So I'm like, so my mom was like,
you better call the police. You better call the police.
So my mom gets to my house. I end up calling the police. The police came. I told them exactly what happened. They went to his mom's house because I kicked him out of my house, so he was currently living with his mom. So I kicked him out of my house. He was living with his mom. And they went to his mom's house. And he wasn't there because he knew what the fuck he did. So then his mom called me the next day. Oh yeah, so the police came. So police was like, do you want to press charges for armed robbery and domestic violence? I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to ruin someone's life. You know, like, I get they're upset with me, so I don't want to ruin their life. So I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to, you know, press any charges, nothing. Mom was like,
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So my mom was like, she do, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I don't want to. Because I just don't want to ruin anyone's life. Like, what? So then they were like, you know, it's okay if you don't press charges. If you don't press charges and you call again about him, he's going to get charged with these. Get charged with domestic violence and armed robbery. Because I did tell him that he did take my wallet. Because, bitch, I have $500 in there. So, let me do my eyebrows real quick and then I'll come back. So, I got my eyebrows on. So, where was I at? So, before I finish the story, he was never violent. I don't want to say he was violent because he didn't beat me. But throughout, like, the 4 years that we dated, he was never, like, that he never got physical with me like that. Like, shook me up. So, let me keep that in mind. I wasn't in a, I wasn't in, like, a domestic violence relationship. So, I do want to let you guys, I just want to clear that up, too, before people be like, oh, my God. We just got into, like, a little physical altercation. I was hitting his ass back, too. I was like, yeah. So, anyways, so the police came, blah, blah, blah. So, it was the next day. And his mom calls me and was like, hey, I heard what happened. Have you seen so-and-so? He hasn't came home. I was like, no, I haven't seen him. She was like, okay, well, what happened last night? So I told her what happened. And I told her that the police came. I said, I didn't want to call the police. I said, I know that so-and-so isn't like that. I know that, his intentions weren't to, like, get physical with me. And we wasn't supposed to get into an argument like that. I said, I was like, it's just not the type of person that he is. So then a few hours passed, she called me. She was like, hey, I have your wallet. All your money is still in here. You can stop by and pick it up, but he's not going to be here. So I said, okay, cool. So I ended up going with my mom because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go by myself. What the fuck? And my mom comes with me and we go pick up my wallet. And my money was still in there. So then his stepdad calls me. Everybody's calling me. His mom and his stepdad called me again. They're like, we just want to know. We never knew that you guys, things weren't going well in your guys' relationship, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, it hasn't been going well for the past so-and-so months. And I was like, I was actually the one that broke it off. I was like, I wasn't happy. And I was like, I know so-and-so is a good person, but he's just not the person for me. And, I don't want no bad blood or nothing like that between you guys. Because I was like, I know you guys are good people. And they was like, yeah, we know you're good people too, blah, blah, blah. So then, that happened. And then after that, I haven't seen him. Well, let me not say I haven't seen him. So that happened, that stuff passed, and just, like, I believe it was last year. No, it was the year before last. And I seen him at a club. Girl, first off, they was shooting in the club. And I was scared as hell. So the person that I ran to was him because I'm like, this is my ex. So he acted like it was nothing. Like, he was just like, acting like the shooting didn't bother him. I was scared as shit. Me and my sister was scared as hell. So he walked us to our car. He messaged me. He was like, I hope you guys are okay, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, I'm home. And that was it. We didn't even talk. And that was it after that. Like, I feel like, I'm pretty sure his mom probably told him, like, just leave her as is. Don't try to work nothing out. Like, if things are meant to be. Because I know she said this stuff to him because she said it to him before. She was like, just leave her alone. Like, if it's meant to be, she'll come back. Bitch, I haven't been back since. I do not think about him or nothing. But it's just like, that stuff, like, that, what happened was crazy. Like, especially with the police. I really did not want to call the police on him, but my mom was like, insisted me to. So for all my girls out there, if you are not happy in a relationship and he gets physical, girl, you better fight back. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, you should still fight back for sure, but don't ever let a man put his hands on you. I know people that's been in domestic violence relationship. Sorry, I'm looking for a certain brush I gotta find. But my only advice is just to like definitely get help. I don't know too much about it. I personally it never happened to me before, so I can only imagine like my girls that are going through it. I just hope I hope you get strength to leave the person that is hurting you, But even for my girls that's like not happy, that you're elevating in life and then the person that you're with isn't. Baby girl, leave his ass and dump into the curb. Let me do my lips because I feel like my lips are so little. I cannot wait till this thing is over with so I can get my lips done. But yeah, that's my only advice. I never really been in a bad relationship. That's the only bad one. That was like kind of toxic. I wanted to leave his ass because I was not happy. And when I left him, it was like the best thing I ever did. Yeah, that was my crazy ex experience. So keep in mind, before I started dating my ex, I never really had like a real relationship before. So that was like my first like serious relationship. And I was with him from when I was like 18 to like 22 or something, or 22. I was 17. No, it was 18, 19, 22. I was like 22 when I broke up with him. And I really wish that I would have been broken up with him before like I got so deep into it, because it's just like, I was young when I dated him, and then like I kind of grew into a woman dating him. I don't hate his guts, but I never ever ever like want anything to do with him again, because it's just like I started to realize like a lot of shit after I broke up with him. Like, oh my god, why did I stick around for that? I feel like I was in one of those positions where, sorry, I'm trying to fix my list. I feel like I was in one of those positions where he was very envious, but he won't admit it. But it's just like, as you're in a relationship, you kind of just see. I feel like he was, I don't say envious, but he kind of just felt like belittled almost. And I feel like it was a part of me that made him feel belittled, that I was like a young woman growing into the woman that I am, becoming the woman that I am, and I was making good money. And I think he kind of didn't like that, where it was, because how like there's some men that they want to be the money maker in the family, or the money maker in the relationship, and I was the money maker in the relationship. That's why it's just like he was, I don't know, like I felt like he was kind of like envious and jealous, but at the same time it's like I felt like it was kind of one of those situations where it's just like he sees his girls making more money than him, and he wasn't making as much as what I was making, and he just didn't like the fact that I was spending money on stuff. He didn't like the fact that I bought myself a new car. Like, y'all, he was not fucking with it. So that's what made me kind of think like he was kind of almost jealous of me making a lot of money. I really don't want to say jealous is the word, but kind of envious, and kind of feeling like, he's not the man of the relationship because I was making more money. And I feel like that's what drove him to like almost like, I feel like that's what drove him to kind of get physical with me, because I was talking a lot of shit. Like, and men of course don't wanna, sorry, I keep looking at myself to make sure my makeup looks good. Men doesn't like to feel belittled, especially like if you're in a relationship. A man doesn't want to feel like that, and they don't want to feel like like a loser. And he kind of was a loser in my eyes after we were in a relationship for like the last like 6 months of the relationship. I realized, like, you know, I don't want to be with him. And I was like, I feel like he kind of manipulated me to believing that he was like the best thing for me. And he was basically just saying, like, you know, I'm the best thing for you. You like, he really made it seem, he really manipulated me and kind of like, I don't want to say brainwashed, but made it seem like he was the greatest thing in my life. And I honestly could say that he was not a family person. You know, we had like, there was like a lot of red flags that I should have just been broken up with him, because he never wanted to be around my family. He never wanted to meet my family. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it did take a while for him to meet my family. But when I eventually tried to invite him to places, he was just like, no. And then when we moved in together at my place, my sisters would come over and he would literally like go into the room, blast TV, text me and saying like, you guys are too loud, I'm watching TV. Like, he was just doing shit like that, like just being like really like to himself, which is fine. But it's just like, when you're in a relationship, you should want to be open up to like talking to their family, or like, you know, getting to know them. He even told me when he met my mom, he's like, don't tell her not to ask me no questions like I'm a little kid. Boy, what? Girl, yeah, he told me to tell my mom that. That's another red flag that I knew, that it's just like, you know, this guy is like crazy. He's just weird. And I haven't spoken to him like since the incident with, no, actually I did talk to him once. I let him take me to get my toes done, because I'm just like, shit, you want to talk to me, you might as well take me to pay for me to get something done. So he took me to get my toes done. But that was about it. And he left a letter on my car. He wanted me to come over. I'm like, no. Like, I'm not going to get myself into this. I'm not going to get myself into this toxic relationship again. And I knew that you are not good for me. But in my head, you were telling me, he made it seem like he was just like the greatest thing in my life. That he was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I just knew he wasn't for me, because then he would tell me things. He would tell me stuff, and then when I go about and doing something and I do it the way I want to do it, he'll get mad at me for doing it the way I want to do it, because I didn't do it the way he did it. Like, it's crazy. At the time too, like, we were at a family event. I think it was for like Thanksgiving, and I was laughing with everyone. He was like, you were laughing too much tonight. Like, he wasn't violent or nothing, but I feel like he was more of like he was more of emotionally like abusive. Like, I was supposed to do so much stuff when I was dating him, and I just wish I never put myself in that situation. But I don't want to say I don't wish, because at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, things happen so you can learn from it. And I'm glad that, you know, some of the stuff that happened, I'm not gonna say I'm glad, but the stuff that happened made me into a better person, and kind of like viewing men a little bit differently, and kind of picking my men a little bit differently. So I was young, it was crazy. But for my girls, my advice is, at the beginning of the relationship, if he's telling you if he's telling you to do something and you don't do it the way he does it, if he gets mad, that's a red flag. If he tells you that you should tell your mom to not ask me these type of questions, that's a red flag. If he doesn't want to meet your family, or doesn't want to, like, you know, sit with your family, that's a red flag. It's crazy, because even with his family, he was very like to himself. He didn't really talk, nothing. And I don't know, it was just like weird. I was just so uncomfortable around him. I remember I was always uncomfortable around him. And yeah, I just hope that, you know, for my ladies, that you guys do have to remember that we are very strong. We are strong-minded women, and we control we control the world. And you have to remember that. Try not to stoop down and try to belittle yourself so you can make your man feel like he's higher up than you. And what I mean by that is like women nowadays feel like I had to listen to my man because that's what's gonna make him feel good. I mean, yeah, listen to your man sometimes, but it's just like, at the end of the day, you are your own person, and you're gonna make your own decisions. And that's what I failed to realize in my first relationship, was that I just kind of let this man control me a little bit. And I will never let that shit happen again, baby girl. Don't let it happen, because it kind of like, it really stoops you lower, and then you feel like you're kind of like not shit almost. And no relationship should be like that. Like, you and your man should have like a relationship and an understanding that, you know, I'm doing this, you're doing that. We are both at a good level where we are gonna grow together. You shouldn't have to belittle yourself to make this your boyfriend feel good. But it's just like, it should be about both of you guys feeling good. You know what I mean? Type of thing. So yeah, that's what happened with my crazy ass ex. And girl, I don't want nothing to do with his ass. Nothing. I promise you, I'm so glad I'm out of that shit. Cause who's a bad bitch now? Period. So I don't have no nails, you guys. Ew. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy this get ready with me / story time. You know, my girls out there, if you're in a difficult relationship, leave his ass. I used to think like, I'm gonna be miserable without him, blah blah blah. No, leave his ass, girl. Because at the end of the day, we are very powerful women. You might be sad at first or whatever, but eventually you're gonna get over it, and you're gonna be better. Clearly, I'm better without his ass. And don't try to make someone else happy. Don't lower your happiness and stop your happiness to make somebody else happy. You guys should both have an understanding that you guys need to be happy together, and like, you know, all that good stuff. So yes, all my girls out there, please understand that you are the mother freaking queen. You guys are queens, and you guys deserve someone that is going to treat you like one. Please remember that. But yes, this is it for the video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Whoa, you know, I had to hit the wall in my videos. Every video I got, I had to hit the wall. You guys didn't understand that. But anyways, I will see you guys soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.